Okay, I believe we are live. My software shows that we're live. Just going to wait a few seconds to make sure on my iPad that everything is performing well. And okay, I believe we are good. Live. My software shows that we're live. Okay, let's go ahead and put that on mute. What's going on, everyone? So happy to be back. Now, I've been away for a few weeks, a little over 3 weeks. I had a very sudden move to the other side of Thailand, and I had to set up the new studio. So I've been really busy behind the scenes, got everything set up, and now I'm ready to start kicking off the live streams again. But this time, we're going to be doing things differently here, making some very big changes that I want to share with everyone. I think this is a perfect way to start a live stream after a break of not having any of them. The big change is that we are going to have live streams on Mondays and Thursdays at this time every single week. It's going to happen consistently, predictably, and we are going to be geeking out a lot more here. We are going to be doing things like live design sessions. We are going to be critiquing and reviewing members' websites, community, and any, like, you could post your websites for review. We're going to have live review sessions. We're even going to have sessions where we are, or I am, actually creating updates to other people's websites. Members inside of our community, we're going to be hooking them up and making some improvements live on this. So the whole goal is to have this connection, to connect and geek out together, and to really just have the space where we could communicate and build something that's just a bit different than normal YouTube videos. Now, we're also going to be doing other things like some vibe coding and AI sessions. I want to dig in those. And in fact, I have a little bit of AI stuff going on tonight that we are going to cover. We're also going to be unpacking and unboxing tools, our web design tools. Like, I'm waiting for Fluent Cart to launch. I really want to do a live unboxing of it. Like, I love unboxing videos when it comes to, phones and stuff like that. Like, I'll geek out on those kind of videos all day long when something new comes out. But what about the tools that we're using? Like, we're doing this behind the scenes alone. And I thought, how fun would it be just to like open it up and get a first look live and take a look at how things work and how we figure it out? Because I'll learn something, and then you will also learn something, and then other people will start contributing and start to also give some insights as well. And we're kind of like just going through all of it together. We're also going to be doing things like bringing on special guests. I already have a few lined up. So we're going to have sessions like this where we're just going to have an AMA, live questions asked. I'm always going to get back to everyone. We're going to take a look at some AI tools, and we're also going to take a look at some other tools as well. Like, I want to just take a quick look at Fluent Cart because it's the thing right now that has my interest. And I would love to see what you would like to look at as well. This is going to be one of those kind of sessions where you could post it inside of the chat and we could have a quick look at something. If it looks super dope, we'll go a little bit deeper into this. All right, let's go ahead and just take a breather. What's going on? Okay, Davidas. I hope I got that right. What's up? Sup? Sup, yo? All right, cool. So I'm a little rusty. I've been away for a bit, but let's go ahead and get back into the swing of things. So tonight, let's go ahead and first take a look at Fluent Cart. How interested are you in it? Is this something that has reached your radar? I spent a lot of years building e-commerce websites, and I actually started my web design journey as a Shopify developer. Before I ever touched WordPress, I was building custom Shopify sites. Like, that was my niche. That was where my skills first started. And then I discovered WordPress, and I fell in love with WordPress, the whole freedom of it. And it was kind of hard going back to Shopify after really falling in love with WordPress. But we get a lot of e-commerce clients and built a lot of e-commerce websites throughout the years. And as a WordPress lover, I was navigating clients to WooCommerce. And then I started to not really like WooCommerce. Like, it is, it's been kind of sad that that's like our only option that we've had in WordPress. It's very frustrating working with WooCommerce, especially if you do get a site that happens to be a successful site where you get a lot of people shopping on the site. A client puts out a promotion and all of a sudden the site just crashes because you got 20 people on a page. Like, that shouldn't happen even with really good hosting. And the only solution that we found was to boost up the servers like just ridiculously to, to go ahead and like make sure it didn't crash when there was like a spike in traffic. And that shouldn't happen. And I believe it comes down to just the way things were built in Woo. It's quite frustrating. And then it turns into like a Frankenstein project when you got to really like build stuff into it. So Fluent Cart, at first I was just excited that somebody finally would do it. And if there was anybody to do it, the Fluent team is so capable of pulling this off because they have proven that they are able to handle these really complex tools. So I'm excited for it. How about you guys? Exactly. David says the more players we have, the better. We need competition. WooCommerce hasn't had any competition. And in fact, it got so bad that I stopped recommending WooCommerce and WordPress to clients who needed an e-commerce website. And I went back to Shopify because I truly feel and believe Shopify is the best option for most e-commerce businesses. It just works. At the end of the day, a client in a business, an e-commerce business, they just want to sell products and they want to manage their store and they want to manage it effectively. They don't want to have all that stress because they already have it. They have it with their packaging, their labeling, their shipping, their fulfillment, their taxes, their invoices, their customer support. There's a lot going on in an e-commerce website. So the last thing they want to worry about is the site crashing, the site getting bugs. I mean, I used to get bugs where like the checkout button would disappear after an update. You know how bad that is? And as somebody managing that website, how stressful it could be. Like, every time there's an update in WooCommerce for a client on the maintenance plan, it was always like holding your breath and like getting ready for that, restore the backup button, have that mouse hovering over it. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. Let me do a screen share just in case if you haven't seen what is coming. Okay, let me work on my settings here. Okay, let's see. All right, so Fluent Cart. And the reason why this came on my radar right now is because I was looking forward to it. And last night, I got an email saying that it was supposed to be released today, but it's still on waitlist mode. The team, WP Managed Ninja, they just launched their new website. We'll check it out. It's pretty good. All right, so Fluent Cart. This looks like the alternative to WooCommerce. Now, SureCart is solid. It's dope. Also built by another team that could actually pull this off. But SureCart isn't necessarily a WooCommerce alternative. It's close to it. It could replace a lot of stores, a lot of shops, depending on what the shop is. But for this one, this is for, like they say, for large-scale e-commerce growth. So first off, the team, okay, so Paul, he already got a look at it. I didn't get that inside look yet. Check out that video for sure. If you do want to know more about it, you'll get some inside looks into it. But here's where I'm really interested in how everything is managed in the back end, because usually this is a big problem clients have with WooCommerce. This is the biggest complaint I get. Clients do not like the experience of managing their stores in WooCommerce. It's pretty bad, and it has been. It's also confusing. Like, I remember we had our dashboard, and all of a sudden, they released a second dashboard and kept both of them. And it was just like, it was really weird. Okay, so open source. Okay, that's cool. This is the big benefit over using Shopify, of course. And knowing this team, the code is going to be clean. They really focus on the code. So let's see here. Accept any payments. So we got subscriptions, memberships, and licensed software. If we could do all this without having any add-ons, and this is like baked in, that is going to be crazy because, for WooCommerce, It gets kind of pricey if you want to add a membership or if you want to add a subscription. Something simple like subscriptions should be very, very like it just should be something baked into an e-commerce software. Okay, let's see here. And, I am a Fluent user. I use Fluent CRM. I also have Fluent support as well. So, it's pretty good that they do have this integration. That'll be really interesting, especially with Fluent communities. Man, there's going to be so much to explore in here. I have a feeling I'm going to go down rabbit holes on this one. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the features because there's a couple things that stood out to me. Soon as this goes live, I'm going to buy my license. It's going to be interesting to see how they price it. I'm not sure yet, but I am definitely going to be picking this up. All right, store management. Okay, this looks like just a store setup, product handling. Hopefully, it's a lot easier. I still find WooCommerce not to be the easiest to set up products as well. It's still so old, it feels. It feels like it didn't really evolve. It feels like it just stayed stuck in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let me know if you feel differently. That's all good. But that's just my feelings on it. Okay, checkout and payments. So far, we just see these, but they're showing multiple gateways, so we'll have to see. Okay, nice having the receipt template, email credit link, cash on delivery, checking out signups, and custom gateway. Wow, so that's going to be great, especially like for us. I live out in Thailand, and I still to this day get a lot of clients reaching out for e-commerce sites in Thailand, but there's only 2 payment gateways that are working out here. It might have changed in the last year. I haven't been taking on new projects as I'm focusing on our community and on what we're doing here with the Lytbox Academy. But it's been tricky. And I know in different countries, it's like that, where there are regulations that limit payment gateways based on, whatever policies they have in place. You just can't use anything that you want anywhere. And I know a lot of you who are not inside of the US understand that if you've been building e-commerce sites. A lot of people don't even want to build e-commerce sites because WooCommerce is such a headache. This may change it right here. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to dig in. Okay, orders. It looks cleaner to me. I have to see how the whole thing looks, but right now, getting an overview, this looks so much cleaner than what we have inside of WooCommerce. All right, status flow, invoice and slips, nice. You see, that'd be just so good to have something where you can just click and resend an invoice, or maybe we got to do a little bit of something to that invoice for customer support, notes and labels, license generator. So this is crazy dope right here. So if you are creating plugins, if you're selling something where you want to have it accessed by a license, where you're going to have this. I know SureCart does it, and it's going to be good to see this baked in as well. All right, marketing and growth. It would be a no-brainer to connect this with Fluent CRM. I love Fluent CRM. It's what I use. And if you got my newsletter today, just sent one out, it all comes out of Fluent CRM. That is my tool. I've been using it now for a few years since it got launched. I got to have my healthy mushroom tea at nighttime. Tonight it is chaga tea. All right, we got the licensing and subscriptions. Perfect, built right in. And analytics, this looks so much better right here. This looks like something that we would see inside of Shopify. And this is another frustration that I've had with WooCommerce, especially since I am so used to Shopify, that it is kind of hard just to see. And this is where WooCommerce did that thing where they never really got it right. They added something new in for analytics, made it really confusing, and I feel like they just never did it right. It was very, very messy how they released it, and buggy as well. It was almost like having a new plugin in the site, like a new WooCommerce plugin, and sometimes it broke the site. I remember having to disable their new analytics that showed, like the metrics of how the store is performing because it broke the site in updates. Let me know inside of the chat. Have you had your sites broken in updates from WooCommerce? I know I can't be alone. All right, what else do we got? Developer and advanced tools, perfect. All right, webhooks, dope. Especially right now with how things are going. So just a heads up, I got a video coming out this week connecting Elementor to N8N. We're doing just a very simple connection with webhooks, but it shows how you could use free automations with N8N, not pay anything at all. You could self-host N8N on your computer using Docker, and I'm showing how to connect Elementor forms to N8N to use, you can funnel your contact forms to Slack, to Notion, to anything with webhooks. So this is great. Classes, okay. Utility functions, man. WordPress is getting to a really good place. I feel like with bricks and a lot of the focuses for professional developer tools inside of WordPress has really changed how these companies are focusing on building their tools. We see it here. I see it. Like there's a difference on how things are being presented versus how they were a few years ago. Having utility functions. Like we really wouldn't have stuff like this. I just feel like there's been a very big change. And I've noticed this ever since, bricks, ever since ACSS, ever since a big focus on best practices inside of development. We even see Elementor getting on the train right now, with the 4.0 editor. Okay, cool. This all looks good. So it should be coming out really soon. As soon as it does, I am going to be doing an unboxing. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to do like a live here on YouTube or in our Circle community, but I am definitely going to be doing something live, most likely on both of them, So just a heads up, I have started doing lives inside of our Circle community. This week, I am going to be making an announcement, and we are going to be launching the 3.0 version of our Lytbox Academy here on Circle. Before, it was only open to pro members, which is really geared towards web design professionals and aspiring professionals. But you can see here, we got 1,400 people inside of our community. And so far, it's been kind of closed down except for the pro member subscription. But this week, we're going to change that and we're going to be opening it up. In fact, you can get in right now and get a jump start into it. It's all good. But like the actual announcement, the updates, there's going to be some changes coming up. It's all going to be released at the end of the week. In fact, in next week's live stream, I'm going to be going over that a lot more. But we're going to start to have a job and networking board. I want to be able to make sure that serious web creators are like really trying to do something. And, why is there a commercial? Okay, I got another screen. I need to change that. My bad, everyone. I got to make sure commercials don't happen on this because that throws me off. And I know it's going to throw a lot of other people off. Okay, going back to it though, I have tried hiring off of Fiverr, Upwork. I've gone through it. And in my agency, I lost a lot of money doing that. You never know actually who you're hiring. You could try to interview, you could try to do things, but it's always a bit risky. But then I found that connecting with people that I know inside of communities, I was able to get to know them better. I was able to build trust and understand what kind of like skills do they have, where are their specialties. And I started to hire from there. And now that is where I network. That's where I source people that I work with. And I want to do that for others as well. And the big difference here versus trying to do it on Facebook is it's going to be more tight knit. Now, this is going to be a paid community, but it's $5. That's it. It's like literally a cup of coffee. And we want to make it so it's accessible, but also want to make it so that way only, like there's that barrier that's going to keep out, people who aren't going to contribute and add value. This way, when you are networking here, or you want to post a job, or you want to look for a project and connect with, an agency owner, another freelancer, that you're in a space where it's vetted. Then we're also going to have design challenges every single month. And in these, we're going to have actual prizes. I got LTDs that I'm already stacking up, and we're going to have some physical prizes as well. And then we're also going to have events monthly where this is going to be a straight up workshop, AMA, proper event. Then we got our pro community. But again, this has been going on already. The pros already know who they are. And this is going to be something that's a bit next level for professional designers and aspiring professional designers, freelancers, and agency owners. So we got that coming out. You could go ahead and jump in right now. There's a link in the description. You could go ahead and get started, but just keep in mind, end of the week, we are going to be finalizing everything. Let me jump back over to the stream, see where we are at with everything. I want to make sure I get to the questions before. Uh-oh, I don't want to hide that. Let's get here. Okay, we'll just go full screen right here. Okay, I'm going to just check out the chat really quick before we dive into some AI video stuff, because I try to do some AI video creation for upcoming YouTube videos, and it was surprisingly more difficult and time consuming than what I thought it was going to be. In fact, I scratched it just because at the time it was just taking way too much time. So I'm going to show you what I was looking at, how it all worked. And honestly, it was a bit refreshing because it kind of like showed that, it's not going to replace everything. So AI isn't the solution to everything, even though I still want to learn it and dive in. It's nice to know that. Okay. Are we trying to check an error? Alternative. Yes, we are taking a look at an alternative to WooCommerce. So that is what Fluent Cart is. It's positioned as an alternative to it. Now, the one thing that I could see it's going to take time to build on, something WooCommerce has that, we don't know what Fluent Cart has yet because it's not public, but it's the ecosystem. There are so many add-ons, so many plugins, and then also AI has so many code snippets because WooCommerce has been around a lot. It's going to be interesting to see if Fluent Cart also does the same. If they allow third-party developers to create third-party software that goes into it, that'll be awesome. I believe it will. I got to go through the documentation a bit more. Yeah, that is the difference. That's definitely the difference in SureCart. Now, I'm still a fan of SureCart, but it is a bit different. It is a bit more SaaS focused, with the payments going off, into their own system, which has its pros and cons. Honestly, like it does. Sometimes it's easier just to have something else handling the payments because, you do run into those issues where if you do got like a store where you send out a promotion and you get like 100 people coming to the website and trying to purchase the same product around the same time, WooCommerce just does not handle stuff like that unless if you got like just a really boosted server. That's the reason why I have to use scalable cloud servers. Hetzner is great for that because you can scale Hetzner up and down. But that's been the only solution that we could find. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Yeah. I've heard about that. The Nordic and Baltic states having challenges with payment gateways. A lot of the world does. A lot of the world. So we need to have that integration where you could put in anything. So that's good that they really thought it out. Now, one thing that that they mentioned in Fluent Cart is that it's been in the process for years. It's not something they just built. Like Jules said that they've been building that for years now. It's a big thing to build, but Again, if any team can do it, it's the Fluent team, the Managed Ninja team. They are some ninjas for sure. The thing I like about them too is like they're good people. Like I've met Jewel. Like the guy is just a really good guy, and like that's the thing I like about WordCamps is like you could actually, WordCamps, you could actually meet people, the people behind these tools. And when you do meet them, it changes the way you look at some of these tools. All right. Yes, I have. And we're going to be doing some of that here. Now, one of the tools that I'm been mostly focused on has been Figma Make. And I've tested a few tools out. I tested, Replit, Lovable. Haven't gotten to Bolt quite yet because, they pretty much work very similarly. Like, they work very close to each other. Just some get better results. I know Replit is better for bigger projects if you really want to handle something on the bigger side. But I'm a Figma guy. I use Figma daily, and Figma is massive. They just went public, and my prediction with the web design AI tools, the web app creation tools like the Replits, the Bolts, and the Lovables, is that we're going to see more of them coming out, and a lot of these are actually being built with them. Like people are using Lovable to build Lovables, like their own versions, using Replits to build their own version. We're going to start seeing more of these, but it's going to get saturated into the point where a few of them are going to be like the go-tos. A few of them are going to turn into the goats. Like those are the ones you go to. And I would put my money on the ones that either get acquired by something major like Adobe, or the ones that could push themselves up to a very high level. And Figma is in that position. Figma, actually, hold on. I got to take this off. It's late night here, and I got to protect my eyes so I could sleep at night. But Figma, they're big enough to make it work. So I really want to learn more on Figma, trying to do it. I've created an app, and we're going to be doing more live. Would you like to see that? Let me know. Cool. WordPress is dead. Not yet, man. Not yet. I mean, I don't know, man. I think Framer might get taken out by Figma sites. I don't know. Nah, just kidding, just kidding. But WordPress ain't dead yet. No way. There's always going to be a place for WordPress. Open, you can't beat it. It's open source. I mean, I love seeing what Framer has done building, but I've gone through it on my channel before. The whole pricing model behind it just kills it for me. Like I'm probably not supposed to say that word. It makes it it took away from, like, I was really excited to get into Framer, especially since it's kind of like using Figma, turning it into a site. You got like just some killer. You got there's that word again. You got some super dope animations inside of there, but the whole pricing model. Okay, now you are starting to troll. We don't need you trolling here. Let's see if we could get rid of you. Let's see. You guys want to? Let's see here. Okay. How do we? Okay. I think I could do that here. Dude, you just got booted, buddy. What happened? I'm putting you in timeout. All right. Next act of bad behavior, you get hidden from the channel, dude, and you're gone, dude. I should just do that right now, man. Come on, man. This is where we're supposed to provide value, man. This isn't for trolling and doing this. This isn't to bring people down. That's not what we're here doing. This is where we're at, connecting and trying to get inspiration from each other. We're trying to learn, man, and get better. Follow the content. Listen to it, man. Sign up to the newsletter. You'll see exactly what we're doing here. The whole point of everything we're doing on Lytbox Academy is to bring the light. We're trying to inspire. We're cutting out all that elitism, all that my tool's better than your tool stuff. We don't do that here. We don't troll here. We don't put other people down. We don't even go around putting down tools. I think that is very juvenile. That's very small, to start to put down tools. Like, that's not what we're here for. We're here to create, man. We're here to get inspired. This is a reason why I'm not on Facebook anymore, because I just need to take a break from it and focus on the connection, the creativity. So let's go ahead and put you on timeout. All right, you're going to get 24 hours, man. There you go. Jeez, dude. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. It's late here. You know me. See, and now you ask a good question right after you got put in timeout. Next time, come back, man, and behave correctly. We don't spam. You don't need to do that. I got you covered, man. I answer everybody. We're going to open this up every single week. No need for that. There's no need at all. And if you do want to learn and get better, this is a place to do it, man, because I really feel that, man, I've worked with a lot of developers. I've hired developers, and I am so surprised sometimes at how some will behave in a very non-respectful way, like being called bro, like stuff like that. Like, we got to look how to be professional and to present ourselves better. And I understand we all come from different cultures and stuff, and we all got different backgrounds, but we got to learn. We have to learn how to improve ourselves, and we got to learn how to be respectful to selves, but also be respectful to your own self. Like, when we act out like that, that's not self-respect. That's just exposing flaws. You don't want to do that. If you are getting in front of people you could possibly collaborate with, connect with, network with, you want to connect in a very, like, just respectful manner and build those kind of relationships. Going around spamming and just hidden stuff, man, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. Anyways, let me take that off of the screen. And next time, come back, man. And if you got questions, I'd be happy to answer. I'd be happy to talk about GSAP in WordPress, because GSAP works wonderfully inside of WordPress. And I got channels and people like Andrea who create amazing content showing how to utilize GSAP directly inside of WordPress. Okay, now I am going to move on. Let me just kind of go through and make sure we got everything here. So I'm going to go back through. Stop. I'm not alone. Okay, cool. I got you covered, bro. Just kidding, man. All right. Just going to check for any questions before we go forward. That is interesting. I was wondering if they would do that. I kind of suspect they will. I mean, the one thing about BitFlows, the Bit team is awesome. Like, I've connected with the Bit team. I've used their stuff. They got a really good ecosystem, and the price point is a lot better. It's a really good entryway, especially for anybody who likes a lot of customizations and really wants to geek out. Bitflows, Bitforms, they're really good. Like, they're really, really good. And the team is a really good team. Like, you could reach out to them and they'll quickly turn around something for you, like, if you need it. Like, they're awesome in that way. I do, like, if I were to predict it, I would say Fluent will probably come out with something. I mean, the shirt team does have it. They have AutoKit. They rebranded from, what was it? I forgot the name right now. But they have, like, their own, which is actually really good too. Like, theirs is It's pretty good. You got so many connections in it. Right now, though, N8N, like we could, and if you guys want to see that in here, I've been geeking out on N8N. I put it on my own server and I'm self-hosting it, but we could always do a session where we go ahead and set up Docker and self-host it on the computer. Like you could self-host N8N and have everything for free. The only downside to self-hosting it on your computer, like a local host, is that the automations will not run if your computer is off. So you have to keep it on. But, there are people out there that are just getting like a really cheap Mac Mini. You can get an old M1 Mac Mini and run it on there, and you're good. You can just let that thing run. And imagine how much you would save, from all the bills. Now, it is more complicated for sure. I've gone down the rabbit hole, and now we got Google Opal. So that was something I was planning to do on a live stream as well. We might do that on Thursday. I might pull up Google Opal. I also want to do something live inside of our Circle community on it. All right, question. Hey, Jessica, good to see you too. So the question is, how do you stop thinking about everything you still need to learn and start actually doing the work? And then there's more that's cut off. Every time I feel ready, there's a new thing coming. Wow, it's a challenge. It really, really is. So this is how I navigate it. Is I give myself about 10 to 20% of the time just for learning and exploring. It comes down to time management. I'm using tools like I have Todoist, and recently I just got Blitzit, which also has a timer and times the tasks. And I just heard something recently about Steve Jobs. And I want to go back to it and get the terminology correct. But basically, he was a master at cutting out 80% of the noise and focusing on the 20%. And it is a balance that we need to do with this. So we need to continue to keep thinking and learning. Because you got to stay inspired, you got to stay creative, and we are in the tech industry, and we got to stay ahead of the curve. We got to know what's out there. We never want to keep doing the same thing that we were doing a year or 2 years ago. We got to keep advancing. We just got to be able to plan it out better. And I like to use the rule of threes. I break everything down in threes because it's bite sized, it's easy to manage. And there's something inside of our DNA that does really good with the rule of three. Always have three focuses. And if I find myself having 4 or 5, it's too many. Tasks never get done. They stay on the to-do list and they keep getting pushed back, and pushed back. So that's where I would start. Focus on the 2 or 3 and then use the 80-20 rule. It is really important for everybody to take at least 10 to 20% of their time to put it towards learning something new. I absolutely believe that. We can't just not do it because we got to keep using our brain. We got to keep building up that creativity within us, and we got to keep building new skills as well. That's a really good question. And, I would be happy also to dig more into my systems on Todoist. I got to make sure everything is cleaned up in there, so I just don't open it up. But yeah, maybe we'll do that in the next one. I could show. I got a really good system that I use, and it really helps me out. Basically, I create a task, and I have 2 filters for it. The first one is a priority 1, 2, 3, and then no priority at all. The priority 1, of course, those are my frogs. Those are the things that I need to get done. But then I also have an A, B, C label that I put on my task. The A means that only I could do. Like I have to do that. The B means that it's okay for me to do, but also I could teach somebody else how to do it. And the C task is something I have no business doing. So throughout the years, I use this system and it shows me what I could delegate, what I should not be spending my time on, because if we free ourselves of time spent on things that we should not be doing, very, like data entry. Let's say we're working on a WooCommerce project, and all of a sudden the client gives you 500 products to upload. That is an absolute C task. That could take you a couple of days, but that also could be outsourced very easily for a very cost effective price. It's something that is easily delegated, and something that, when it comes to data entry, it's something that you set it up, you show someone how to do it, and they do it. Then you got all that free time to work on those important tasks. So I'd be happy to go through like maybe like a little mini workshop here inside of a live stream. Hey, it was good seeing you, Davidas. And don't worry, we're not going to keep these long. We're going to do 2 of these a week, but we're also going to keep them a bit shorter. I can't do those 2-3 hour live streams, guys. I just can't. I got to sleep at night. That's why I'm wearing these right here to protect my eyes so I can go to sleep and have a productive day. I still got a business to run. All right. Hey man, I appreciate you reaching back out. And if I went off a little too hard, my apologies as well. It's okay, dude. It's okay. I appreciate this. To me, this is growth. This is growth, man. This is growth. This is respect. And this is what we're all about here. You belong here, man. You belong here. Well, I shouldn't even say, man. I don't know if you are, or I don't know who you are. I would love to know though. I really would. And I respect you, man. I respect you. I also gotta learn. I'm also in the process. We all are. We all are. So hey, I respect that. Thank you very much for reaching out. And you are welcome here. That's why I just did a timeout. Glad I didn't just ban. Don't worry. I just put you on a 24-hour timeout. I'll see you on the next live. Please feel free to join. We're all here to learn. So it's all good. Thank you. Okay. Oh, hey, looks like we're on the same thing. NNN Hetzner. That's exactly what I'm using. What cloud panel are you using? I'm currently using xCloud for it. xCloud has a one-click setup server for it. It makes it so easy. You don't have to go, use Node.js and all that. It just makes it so easy. Okay. So you're using Bitflow to integrate Elementor forms with HubSpot. Okay. Nice, nice. That is a really good workflow. That's good to see. I love seeing people use Bit. The Bit team is really good. They're really good people, great developers. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, cool. We are going to quickly look at some image generating AI tools because this week I was working on a new video that required a lot of B-rolls. And B-rolls, they're kind of tricky to do. Like they do take time, and they could, like, personally, I find them to be a bit of a headache, but they also help to make that video a little bit more engaging, a little bit more entertaining. And well, I use free pick stock. I've used Envato Elements, and I've used some other platforms as well that supply B-rolls. And it's not always that easy to find ones with like web designers and stuff. So I thought, hey, let's go ahead and check out these AI tools. People are creating full-length videos now with them. So it's got to be easy, right? Like that's the whole purpose of AI, is to have it do your work, make it really easy and fast. And my experience was completely opposite. And maybe you're seeing this. If you're watching the replay, feel free to call me out. If I am doing this wrong, if there's a better way to do this, let us know inside of the comments. Let me know inside of the chat. That's the reason why we're doing this. All right. So let me go ahead and do a screen share. I'm going to jump over here. Okay. So I was using a few of them. Let me just open this up all the way. Cool. I was using Runway, Clean, and Free Pick. And then I also got Sora and Gemini, but I haven't used these yet. I thought we'd go ahead and give it a try. Now, inside of all of these so far, I found Runway to work better. I found that, I did like the fact that when I put in a prompt, it started asking me more questions because I gave it a very simple prompt. I just wanted to see what happens when you create a realistic video of a web designer using WordPress and struggling in their home office. So it came back and it asked me more questions. I'm like, okay, great. It's getting me to give some more details. So then I put in make the web designer a male in his 30s, the creative type, and his office looking clean and minimal. This web designer is a father and a husband supporting his family with web design, but he's making a mistake in his web design business, hence the struggles. So, like this video that's coming out not this week but next week. This is going to be on the mistake with you the common mistakes web designers make with their WordPress maintenance plans. And this is supposed to be a B-roll, but they made it. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. It first gave me a picture. It first said, here's an image. So it gave me an image before it actually created the video. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I put inside of my prompt, he doesn't look realistic enough. You could tell it's fake. And I've seen way too many of the new AI videos that just look absolutely realistic. This one is still kind of looks a little Pixar-ish, you know, a mix between almost realistic, almost Pixar. So I put it, he doesn't look realistic enough. Let's make him look like a real person, as real as possible. And the screen should show a dashboard of a WordPress website. But it did not listen to me at all. And then I said, okay, just go ahead and make it a video. Let's take a look at the video. And look at that. It looks super fake. Like it came out looking real fake. And this right here took about 15, 20 minutes. It took so much time. While it was generating, I just went over to Free Pick. And where did I go? Stock. I just went over to my stock images. Let me see here. Stock videos. And I was just able to go in here, web designer, and just start to find stock that I could just go ahead and download and insert. So this was a big miss here, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let's jump back to this right here. All right. This okay, let me just give it a question. Can we make this look more like a real person? Also give him glasses. Jeez, I can't type. Also give him glasses and make him look more like a nerd. Okay, let's see here. And we'll let this run. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, it's 7:48. We'll come back to it when it's finished. Maybe it comes out a lot faster this time. All right. Let me check the chat while we're waiting. I am going to move this over here. Oh yeah, Chris, definitely xCloud it's phenomenal. Like it's also owned by the Fluent team as well. Jewel I believe he acquired or he bought it. But when they did, they launched an LTD and it's one of the best LTDs I ever got. And since then, they grew and grew and grew. They just keep adding new features. Like you can now, you know, you can do so much on it. It's phenomenal what they've done. Okay, let's see. So I'm still on generating 0 here. And you see, this is the problem I ran into now. If I were to purchase it, it probably would go a lot faster. But at the same time, when I did it, I wasn't getting the results. Same thing happened with Clean. It took me forever to get this clip right here. Let's see if you can play. And it plays with noise. Let me now. It's not even playing for me. I mean, it actually looked better than the other one. And let me go ahead and also put in a prompt. Let's see here. I'll add the same one that I put into. Okay, it's still going. I think it just okay. Would you like me to please turn into a video? All right. Please turn. I always say please to my AI. I don't know why. I'm just like, I guess I was raised to be polite. Turn into a video. And can you make it 10 seconds long? Let's see here. And I am going to grab this prompt. And I know this is a weak prompt. It's not really as detailed. But the whole point of it. Okay, so we're just going to do standard. Upload a start frame. Wait. Huh. Okay. All right, looks like I need to figure this out. Add a start frame. Huh. Okay. Maybe we need to go to videos. Please upload a start frame. Okay, maybe. Okay, here we go. Need to edit this one. Nah, let me just do this. I don't think I have enough credits. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, let's go ahead and do professional. We'll do 10 seconds. What's this? One output is good. Let's go ahead and generate it. Okay. So it can only do 5 seconds. All right, let's see how long that takes. And let's go back over here. So, okay, we almost got this one. This was a lot faster. So definitely I found that runway was a lot faster. This looks a lot better. Okay. Runway for the win on this one so far. But there's no WordPress on the monitor, so it lost that. So that means if I want to get this right, I'm going to have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, using up credits. And this is still in queue. You know what? This is the experience that I had trying this out for the first time for a YouTube video. And I am not going to bore you with a lot more of this. Let me open this up right here and let's go back. Okay. I forgot about my tea. Yeah. So that actually was it was good to see because you know, it just shows that it's not going to replace everything. Now there's going to be a lot of people spending more time on creating stuff with AI, but it takes a lot of time still versus being able to just open up a camera and just talk into it and be yourself. Now that's harder for some people. And right now, there are a lot of people doing really well, making a lot of money creating AI content. I don't know what that's going to do for everyone, but that was my experience. So I don't know if I'm going to continue. I want to try just for my own learning experience at this time, but I don't see really using AI creative videos inside of my content, not anytime soon, but I do want to learn though. Cat Brain, by the way, that is an awesome name. Super awesome. Okay. Finally back into the web design space after taking time off studying for cyber cert. Okay. Nice. Nice. That's going to help you in your web design, web development career for sure. Awesome. Okay. So next week, next week, not even next week, this week, Thursday. I forgot we're doing. See, it's already getting late. So coming up inside of our next stream is going to be on Thursday. Again, we're going to be doing this every single week, same exact time. I want to build consistency. I want to create a routine. Also, I know that right now it's just small because this hasn't been consistent, and that's on me. I want to build it up so that way we do got this space and we got this time every single week. We're only going to keep it open for an hour. We're not going to make these really long live streams. We're going to geek out on things. We'll see if Fluent Cart is open. If it is, I'm going to buy it. And then we can go ahead and unpack it. We'll probably also take a look at some designs. And if you do got a website that you want reviewed on this live stream, join in. You can share. We are going to have open spaces where we do live reviews and critiques. Now, I do also plan on doing some updates to people's websites, doing some makeovers live, because I do love live design sessions because it shows the thought process behind it. A YouTube video, creating one, it's going to only show you exactly what I want to show you. And same thing for every other content creator. It's going to be heavily edited, and it's only going to show the end results and not really the challenges that goes behind it or the thought processes. And really where you learn, or at least where I learn, is in the thought process. How do you figure fixing problems? And that's what website building is. It's just a bunch of problems you got to continue to solve. So we're going to be doing more of that. But for those who are going to be chosen to have some redesigns to your website live here, those are going to be reserved for the community members. So again, the end of this week, we are going to be announcing the new 3.0 version of the Lytbox Academy on Circle. But you could go ahead, get started, check it out right now. Links inside the description. And well, just stay tuned. More will be revealed, most definitely. And if you do want to get like the quickest updates and learn the most of all this, then definitely check out our newsletter as well. Well, that's it for this live stream. No other questions here, so I believe we are good to go. Thank you for joining and also for watching the replay. If you have any feedback, comments, questions, whatever it is, you can go ahead and drop it in